Atheists are all nuts. Nuts. Bug fucking nuts. That's what, you know what's wrong with atheists? Yeah, they concede nothing. And you know, I probably dealt with more atheists than just about anybody on the planet in an adverse way. I mean, I'm sure there's atheists like Sam Harris, who knows a lot of atheists and hangs out with a lot of atheists. So maybe he probably goes to atheist conventions. He's probably the keynote speaker at atheist conventions. Glenn Greenwald, there's another atheist. Kyle Kalinske, there's another atheist. Yeah, a lot of left-wing people are atheists. A lot of magicians are atheists, like Penn and Teller. I don't know about Teller, but Penn's an atheist. I mean, no question about it. And they all have this weird thing in common. None of them believe in homeopathy. They are essentially blind to the evidence for the action of homeopathic pharmaceuticals. And, without knowing anything about homeopathy, except that it's a branch of medicine, and more of a strategy of medicine than it is a pharmacy, but, it has a different pharmacy that it uses, right? And it just drives atheists nuts. Now you'd say, well, why is that? Well, this is a very interesting little sidebar on this. I got involved. I didn't get involved in this intention. I didn't have a dog in this fight. I mean, I just as much an atheist as I wasn't an atheist. Agnostic. I used to be an agnostic, and before that, I was raised in Christian Science, and so I had a pretty screwed up idea of what Christianity is, but no more so than any other religion. So I started studying homeopathy, which is the use of essentially hydrolytic ionized pharmaceuticals, which are water-based. And so these atheists, they think there's nothing in it. They can't see the energetic capacity of water. They won't concede that. They concede nothing on this level. You see, that's an atheist for it. So they can't believe that this particular pharmacy of hydroxyl-based pharmacy has any validity. They think it's inert. It has to be inert because there's nothing there that they can measure. You see, science, which is their God, which is the religion of atheism, means psi to cut, ants to know, right? So it's knowledge by cutting. In other words, an atheist, if he can't measure it, it doesn't exist to the atheist. And so these people are walking around in a bug fucking nuts delusion. Delusional. You understand what I'm saying? They're delusional. They're living in a little fantasy world, and they get real petty little people about it. They put on a pretty good show. They're pretty good actors usually. Listen. Most people are atheists, okay? In one way or another. If most people, everybody's an atheist to some degree, but most people are negative atheists. That means they're atheists, but maybe they don't even know it. You know what I mean? Most people are atheists and they don't know it because they think that they're open to the possibility there could be something else other than themselves, right? Yeah, and they're open to the possibility. Why? Because they've seen the evidence. They're open to the possibility that they're open to the possibility that something else exists on a level of plasma. See, there's 4 states of matter, and the atheist only believes in 3 of them. The atheist only believes in 3 states of matter, when actually there's 4. There's 4 states of matter. The solid state, right? Earth. There's the liquid state, the water. There's the gaseous state, Congress, the legislature, the gaseous state. And then there's a fourth state. And this is the one that the atheist doesn't get. The fourth state of matter is plasma. Plasma? Plasma? Get back in this house, Plasma. Let's quit playing with them atheist boys. Plasma, get back in this house, Plasma. You might catch some disease from them atheist boys. Yeah, I think Birdie likes it too. So plasma is ionized matter. So as matter shifts, it shifts from one phase to another. So there's these four basic phases, known phases. There's probably more that we just don't see, but the one we see that atheists don't. You see, this is the conundrum. This is the dichotomy. This is the hell of being an atheist. Is that he can't rectify stuff that is palpably there. Palpably, visibly there, instrumentally there. You can see these forces, these electric forces, in your home and in your garden. You can see them everywhere. I mean, this is the plasma state, the ionized state. And as these things, they shift from one state to the other. So, in other words, and this is a contiguous state of matter was something that was essentially observed by a guy by the name of van der Waals. Joseph Diederik van der Waals. I'm cooking some burger here, so pardon me if I check on it. I'll probably burn it out if I got so involved in this. I better shut it off and rather eat it rare than not at all. Clear off. Oh, okay. See, I'll give you let you see what it is I'm doing here. Cooking some burger. It's a big lump of hamburger. Trying to avoid gluten, otherwise I'd put a couple of buns on it. Either that or it's because I haven't gone to the store. So anyway, where was I? So van der Waals observed that phase changes happen gradually. So in other words, matter turns to liquid, liquid turns into gas, and gas turns into, vaporizes into ionization. Now, I know what you're going, wait. What the fuck is he talking about anyway? He was talking about atheism, now he's talking about the ionized state of matter. How do we get from there to here? Well, you'll see, it's a gradual phase change. You're just changing phases, that's all, in your thinking. So anyway, van der Waals was the first to observe this fact that there's a gradual phase change in matter. So it's like a spectrum. It's like the electromagnetic spectrum. See, the electromagnetic spectrum actually is tied to solid matter because it's just a phase change of the same thing, and these phases reciprocate. In other words, ionization goes well. Gas just doesn't just ionize. Ionize will gas, and gas will liquefy, and liquid will become solid. And you can see all of this reciprocity of matter in water. Water is ice, water is a liquid, water is steam, and then water in its ionized state. Well, at that point, I presume that the elements of hydrogen and oxygen separate, and when they separate, they absorb power, or power is being pumped into them. One of the two. They are either absorbing power, or it's being pumped into them, and they separate and go their little ways. But when they come back together, there's a big shock. So there's a discharge and and a charge and discharge of energy in phase changes. You see, an atheist can't figure that out because it's showing that there's actually some kind of direction, some kind of intelligence. You know what they call it? It's called plasmophobia. Atheists are all suffering from plasmophobia. Look it up. Google it. You'd say, oh, Benneth's making up words again. No, Google it. Atheists are plasmophobic.